Yes, another case. This one's from who?
This one is from FSP, our usual partner, but not a power supply. Yes, FSP is famous for their great power supplies, reliable, powerful, high efficiency power supplies.
Correct.
And actually, I saw them making prototypes of cases at Computex, and I kind of surprised. Malaysia is getting the cases into our local market.
And actually quite fast.
Quite fast, no? This one is the M580.
Yes, and this one is very special, and I'm sure you can see from some of the camera angles.
Here, you can see, obviously, the first thing you can notice is the curved tempered glass. Tempered glass.
Yes. A lot of people are doing curve now.
I believe
the tooling is more affordable, more accessible to a lot of brands, and that's why they're doing it.
Or I should say the failure rate has
gone
down significantly.
And also reliable to be shipped with curved tempered glass.
Yeah.
So yes.
So So we can, first thing first, we have to go around and see what is this thing.
A lot of things are included. So we'll go through the front first.
Okay. Now, obviously, it's a curved tempered glass all around.
This is also curved, here. But how it's coming out, we'll take a look later.
Yeah, we'll take a look later. Not much going on this side.
Tempered glass.
Tempered glass, of course. At the back,
power supply.
This is like the usual dual chamber case, and you can see power supply is included with this case.
Yes, so FSP is doing what FSP does.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, because they main focus is power supplies. Obviously, they're gonna throw the power supply together with the case.
The power supply seems to be a pretty high-end one. We'll take a look later.
On the back panel here is just a usual metal with mesh.
Yes, two sides here. So this one's for intake fans. This one's for the power supply.
Yeah. So yeah, I think let's not forget about the
top.
The top.
Let's take a look at the I/O ports.
The I/O ports. We have big power button, a reset button, two USB Type A ports. They separate the 3.5mm audio for the headphone and microphone.
Interesting.
And one Type-C.
Okay.
And one separate LED button.
So probably if you don't have a RGB controller for your motherboard, so you need to be separated.
Yeah, when they have this, most likely they have a RGB onboard controller built in there.
So we'll take a look at it later as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's start taking it apart.
Yes, we'll take apart the tempered glass first, I think.
Let's see, how do you take it off? Could it be? Has anything to do? Yeah, there's one screw here.
Interesting placement.
So let's we do it like a normal way. Okay.
Yeah. Don't do it weird. Okay.
If possible, you try to like push it from the glass panel here. When you see the glass moving out, then you have to like catch it, take it out away. So this is a bit of a challenge.
A real big challenge. Let's remove the back panel.
The back panel and everything.
Panel is simple, usual screws.
I mean, this is the usual stuff. You can see the thumb screw, two thumb screws, top and the bottom.
Wait, the screw went in.
Not captive thumb screw.
Yeah, not captive.
So slide it away and
pretty typical.
The stuff. Pretty typical. No dust filter. Now speaking of dust filter, the top panel, we do have dust filter. The top one.
Okay, very typical magnetic dust filter.
Magnetic soft touch filter. I mean, yeah. And at the bottom,
boy, come give me all the cable.
Okay. All the cables.
Oh,
we forgot about the cables. They modular power supply, so that's why they include the cables.
We will talk about it later.
Yeah, later also.
Accessory also later.
The bottom we have another. Probably this is also dust filter as well.
It is a dust filter. Also magnetic.
Magnetic. Oh,
why is the magnet so thick?
So thick.
Okay.
So with that out of the way, we take it away.
Yeah, take it away first.
So now from the internals here, you can obviously see the motherboard tray has a lot of empty void spaces.
Yes.
You know the current trend of the back connect motherboards.
So we got all the connection points at the top, 24 pin here.
Yeah. So they can support up to ATX. So obviously they have to accommodate MATX and ITX.
Yes.
So they have to have all of these holes prepared for all those different segments, you know.
Let's first now also talk about fans first.
Yeah. Obviously you can see there are 7 fans in total included.
7, correct?
Yep. And out of the 7, 6 of them are reverse blade fans.
These all 6.
All of them are reverse blades, so that it is much more presentable when you use them as intake fans from here.
Yes, and also good for showcases, so you don't have to see the ugly frame and the
the frames and stickers and everything. Just that I'm hoping they could coordinate their production way better a bit, because obviously you can see the color scheme is slightly different from the case, the white, different tone.
It's a stark contrast, by the way. Even the cables are the same. You see the connection points here are creamy white.
Yes.
But then the cables are white.
Yeah.
So
when we talk about the fans, let's not forget about the one included fan at the back here is the not the usual fan we have. They call it this, what they call it again?
So this fan you have
this is called the Zen fan.
Displays?
They have a separate LCD display here. It should display your fan RPM
and temperature.
From what I remember during Computex, but I don't know if they have added any more features. But but this is something that you can see through the glass at the front.
Yes.
So that is something.
Yeah. So something to spice up your build. So one thing I think is important is this fan controller at the bottom.
Yep.
So they mount it at the bottom, which is
turn it around.
Fancy. Let me put this fan camera.
I think we should remove this hard disk cover.
We need
screwdriver.
Or
the hard disk mounting.
Yes, let's take a look at the accessory first while he dismantle the case. So accessory, real simple, it is tied onto the case with this hook. And one thing good, they have all the compartments for you already. For whatever reason, they give you a motherboard buzzer. Do people still use buzzer?
Yes.
Okay, I thought they just use
not
the
everyone use it,
LED.
but yeah. Oh, not just 2 screws. They need 4 screws to remove the hard disk caddy.
Fun. Then we also have the 2 Velcros, which is really big, so you can cable manage better. Cable management will be challenging on this case because it's such an open nature. There's no rubber grommet.
Yep. So
Sir,
not easy, sir.
I know, sir. The angle very weird.
Okay.
Oh my god. Once all the screws are out, we can find power supply cable.
Yeah, power supply cable.
They just stuff it in there. Okay, no problem.
Okay, given that the nature of 7 total fans in this, obviously you have a
Spaghetti.
fan cable spaghetti here. The fan controller, they support both fan and the RGB LED.
Yes.
Stuff.
And they also have a light switch. I think this is the one connected to this button.
This one is connected to the button here. So this one, you control this thing to manage all the RGB configurations.
It's just a very wild thing to see so many cables.
I mean, you will definitely need to do some cable management for all this part, because when you eventually put all your components inside this, you will also need to plan out what kind of power supply cables you need to use, plug it in, which is a good thing is the door chamber design or the case, you have more space here to cable manage.
Yes, once you found this cable, this is the only one you need for your PC.
Yeah.
So you got the 4-pin and also the ARGB connectors. All of these
Actually,
you have to find a way
I mean, you still need
plug
this
our
SATA power to supply to all the
Yes.
fans.
If you want to daisy chain more fans, I think you can. There's one cable here.
Yeah, these fans, they are daisy chains.
Yeah, there's still a lot more daisy chain connections available, including ARGB. Okay. But again, you have to
This is the part
manage
you
yourself.
need to manage.
It's a spaghetti. I don't want to touch it.
But anyhow, you can definitely see quite a lot of space here.
Yes.
And one thing I want to look at is the power supply, which power supply they have provided. This
I saw the name is VITA.
Yes, FSP VITA. The VITA is their new lineup compared to, I mean, last time, you know, they have the Hydro, all the different. So VITA is like their new series of enthusiast grade power supplies.
Okay.
And
what's
they
the
have
certification?
80 plus gold.
Okay.
This one is what's the power rating? Where is 850 watts, 850.
Okay, pretty decent.
Well, quite a name because the case is M580, while the power supply is
850. Oh my god.
Don't.
Oh my god.
Let's not go there.
Okay. So this power supply, fully modular, they gave you a bunch of cables.
I mean, the usual cables you got when you purchase a power supply.
So you just connect everything and just reuse the space they gave you. Because remember when this power supply came, all the cables are here. So what you do when you cable manage, put everything here.
Yeah,
So
that means that even if you try to use all of the cables, you have enough space to keep all of them here.
Yes.
That is including this.
this one was below here. So okay.
Yeah. That's
You can
correct.
stuff it
That
in
means
there.
you have space for all of these things. And for those who want to install more fans, well, technically you can add another 3 more fans at the top here. In total, support up to 10 fans.
Yes.
So
Can you put a 360 rad at the top?
yes,
you
360
can.
rad. So basically, you got 3 locations to put your 360 radiators: top, side, and bottom.
Yes.
Although I won't recommend you to put at the bottom.
Yeah.
The bottom will just leave it as the exclusive intake for your graphics card.
One thing is, if you put at the top, you have a lot of gap from the top of the motherboard to your motherboard itself.
Yes, there are quite. I mean, if you just put the radiator and push fan, that's it.
You can see the gap there is very big.
Yeah.
So yeah, you won't hit your VRM heatsinks for sure.
So yes,
That's a big problem.
Oh yeah. I mean, despite all those headroom for the motherboard, the case is relatively short.
Yes.
Here.
Yes.
That is also another benefit of dual chamber because they move the power supply chamber to the side here. So it looks a bit wider, but shorter, which gives you a sense of smaller case.
And also you cannot put super tall, big heatsink, the air cooler heatsink because of the height.
Yeah. So overall, I think it's a decent case, but we need to know the price first.
Oh, one more thing. Hard disk cage, the one that you took out just now.
I mean, hard disk.
Double 2.5, 1 2.5, second 2.5, 3.5.
So if you just put it like this.
Oh, they made it real nice though.
Yeah.
Double 2.5 and 1 3.5.
Or 1 3.5. So
Or you can dismantle the bottom fan and put there.
yeah, they actually mentioned about you can mount here, the bottom fan here.
Yes, and the power supply can also be moved from this top to the bottom.
To the bottom one.
Yeah.
Ideally, I would say you keep it in this orientation.
Yeah, the default orientation is good.
So the price, they got 2 models.
If the price, sir.
Black and white. The one white here is 819.
Okay.
If you
Inclusive of all the fans.
Yeah, inclusive of everything. This is the entire setup. 819.
Okay.
If you choose to go for the black, it is 799.
Future me here interjecting a little bit because I want to highlight the 3 different variants that FSP offers for the M580 series of cases. So for the M580 Pro, we do have all of the fans as shown in this video here. So 3 at the side, 3 at the bottom, Both the side and bottom fans are reverse blade ARGB fans with the PWM controller, and the rear one is the Zen fan ARGB version. For the Plus variant, we do have the reverse blade fans at the side with daisy chainable ARGB, and for the rear fan, there's only 120mm daisy chainable ARGB fan. There is no Zen fan features like the display for the fan RPM and also the temperature, so that's already a huge difference. As for the M580 base version, the fans are further downgraded, so we only have the 120mm reverse blade PWM ARGB fans at the side, no daisy chain, and the rear fan is also downgraded to a PWM ARGB fan with no daisy chain feature. But the thing is, this case you buy, you get power supply, modular power supply for that matter, and also you get 7 fans.
7 fans.
And also a fan controller included everything.
Fan controller included.
Except for the good deal though.
Yeah, except for the cable mesh, I think it is something you need to live with because RGB, that is something you need to go with.
Yes, unless the fans are, pogo pin and can cascade to each other.
Yeah, but that will increase the cost significantly.
Yes. And also that means you are locked to their ecosystem. In this way, you can swap out like 1 or 2 fans, you can still use the fan hub.
Yep.
Not a problem.
No issue on that.
Yeah, actually very good deal. You can get so much for this price.
Just the power supply alone, I think is almost half the price of everything here already.
And then you got a curved tempered glass, another expensive component.
Yes.
So and all the fans. The fans are also expensive.
Yeah, especially this one, the Zen fan.
So 819 is it?
819 for the white, 799 for the black.
It's actually quite okay deal.
It's a decent deal for those who want to build a new system. They can just straight away get this one. Don't have to worry about fans, power supply, case, because all of this is already there. You just have to source your motherboard, CPU, RAM, storage,
SSD.
Yeah. Pretty much you just plug all those in. You're done. Your system is done.
If you have back connect, also not a problem.
Yeah. Especially if you want to use back connect, then you hide all the cables at the back here already. Then you just forget about close the back cover.
Kind of future-proof-ish if you want to use it in the future.
Alright.
Yeah, cable management, no rubber grommets, so might be a bit challenging.
Well, a bit challenging, but you can obviously see if they include rubber grommets, it will be a problem for the back connect again.
Yes. So, and of course, now you know why they give you modular. Just don't use the cables if you don't need it.
That's right. So yeah, I think that's all we can share with you guys about our first impression and the teardown of the FSP M580 case. So I think you guys, if any questions, comments, leave it down in the comment section below. And we will see you guys in the next video.